Look at that kitty cooking in the sun. Yeah. What is up, everybody? Today we're going to go through a Floyd Rose Special and how to adjust the action of it. I made a video probably about like 2 years ago, and man, I guess that was a pretty polarizing kind of video because not all the Floyd Roses do what I was trying to show everybody. It didn't work for some people's cases. Just because the way the Floyd Rose is set up and the style. I can't tell you exactly what style it was. What I was showing everybody is whenever you do this, it lifts the edge off of the center post of this that causes that groove. So whenever you do that, it's supposed to lift on the actual sides of it and then take it off of the center piece. This one does not do that. The one that I did have, it did lift it up to where the edge piece was not actually, this looks wrong, but the edge piece was actually coming up like this. So it was off the post. And that's what I was trying to show everybody. And it's kind of hard to show that. But basically when you pull it up like that, it was lifting it off of the center. And yes, there was spring tension still. But as long as you're not messing up the knife edge and the center post, and if your Floyd Rose does that, then you can have a really quick and easy way to do that. So you would just lift up on that. Make sure that the middle is basically, if you lift that, this one you can see that the center of the post and knife edge still are touching, okay? That you do not adjust. The tension will still be there and will still cut up and groove out the post. If that's the case, I'm going to show you the other way to do this, and the proper way that most people say that this is the way you should do this whenever you're adjusting your action. First of all, the first thing I saw with my action is, if you look here, I don't know if you can see that, but that is super high. I am going to show you how I adjust that. All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to leave the whammy bar on. Okay? Let's leave that on. This is already tuned up and ready to go and all that. And you definitely got to take off your back plate and all that stuff. I do not have my locking tuners on it, so go ahead and take those off. But whenever you have the whammy bar on there, you can depress the springs by pushing down on it. Okay? That will make it a lot easier to take these springs off. So basically all I do is just with that Floyd Rose or with the bar pushing it down, it makes it super easy just to pull those off. So there's that, okay? Now, let's go ahead and flip it back over. Well, you gotta watch out for that and don't scratch up your guitar doing that. All right, so now that that's the case, let's go ahead and take our Allen wrench, which is a size 3, I believe. And now we can adjust it little by little, okay? And I know that this side was pretty high, so I'm gonna do maybe a full turn on that one. And let's just give it a little balance and go a little bit on that. I'm gonna do like an 1/8 turn on that. All right, so now that we got that, I'll take my whammy bar and just kind of pull it back. I got to get these strings back in line there, back into the grooves. There we go. All right. So whenever I pull on this and try to get it flat, then I can kind of see where it sits. And this is kind of my way of, you can adjust it that way. That'd be kind of a good way to do that instead of having to put it back on and all that, because you really want your Floyd Rose to be kind of flat. So if you take your bar and just kind of pull it back just to see where it's sitting when you're doing this, then you can get a good gauge as to how high you want that. So it's looking pretty high. All right, there we go. Now we're looking a little better. We're getting there. I don't want to be playing on some, like, basically some old classical guitar trying to trying to do stuff on it. All right. Yeah, that looks good. And I'll go ahead and do this one too. And like everyone was saying, that you take the tension off, and then it's fine to go ahead and adjust these guys. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. And as long as your neck is adjusted fine, you can do that. And I'll show you guys that too, since we're here on this video, just in case I need to go ahead and do that. All right, so now that I got those adjusted there, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over and go ahead and use the bar to bring it down. I like to put a little bit of cloth so you don't get any noise from the springs. Just as long as it's touching the cloth, then we're good. And since these are the little hook type, I'm just gonna hook it in there and then put it up on the bar there. Okay. Oops, you know what? I want to put this at the end. Usually I like to do the ends and then the middle for the 3 springs, because it's a pain in the butt to get the one in the middle. And if you got a really, if you got a really down-tuned guitar and really thick strings, you might even have 4 springs. So there we go. Put these back on. Action's already adjusted, so pull that back. There we go. And I'll show you guys. Basically, you see, now we're sitting a lot better than we were. It looks a lot better. Okay. I'm curious if it kept its tuning since I did all that. Look at that. See that? So that's a way to adjust the action on this thing. And it is kind of crazy that it keeps its same tension and pretty much stays in tune if you've already set that up. So I guess the next thing I would check on this is to make sure that all the frets are actually playable. Okay, it looks good. And you may have to adjust your pickup height to compensate for the action as well, because sometimes that will be hitting your strings while you're playing, because whenever you put your palm on there, it does push the strings down a little bit. All right, so it's kind of dying out on me, so I'm going to have to adjust it again, just a little bit. All right, so just again, we're going to do this. And I'm showing you guys the quick way now, because it is this easy. So I'm going to kind of hold it together with the Floyd, the bar. All right, now that that's there, I'm going to do just a minor adjustment. There we go. Probably a quarter turn. And hold the bar so it stays together. Put it back down. Put my little cloth there for the spring. Okay. I like to put the hook in first, because it's just at an angle. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's check it again. It's pretty crazy it stays in tune. Which it should, right? Okay, I'll probably want to bring up this side a little bit more just because it's hitting those frets while I'm doing in the middle of this, the neck. So let's do that too. All right, use my bar to depress it. Cool. Cool. And hold the bar so it doesn't just flop everywhere. And do the adjustment. Let's go up a little bit. Let's check it. Okay, that sounds good. Depress the bar to keep it in place. All right. And pop the springs back on. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Let's check it again. So now it's out of tune. Anyways, that is how I would go ahead and adjust these posts. If you have a Floyd Rose Special, definitely do that with this kind of stuff, because if you sit there and just do it where it's sitting, I mean, maybe you can get away with it a few times, but this is such soft metal that it's going to tear it up, and then your Floyd Rose is going to be unusable because it's going to go out of tune as soon as you use it. Meaning, since there's those grooves in there, it's going to sit in the groove, and it's just going to, wherever you set it, that groove is going to sit at a certain angle, and it's going to be out of tune. So, hope that was helpful. I am going to go ahead and show you guys too what I like to do just as a quick adjustment for the neck relief. I hold the first fret and the last fret of the guitar. And as long as you got a credit card's width there, then that's a pretty good action as far as, you know, playing metal and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you turn it to the left, that gives it more of a bow, so it gives it relief. But if you turn it to the right, then it actually straightens the neck out, so you're getting more of a kind of a hump like that. Okay? And that's basically it. I just wanted to go through this, show you guys. That's what it looks like now. We're looking pretty good. Keep on rocking.